If anything sounds different today, it's because I didn't have any paper currently to print out my actual script, so I have to use my computer. Let me know if you actually prefer this one, if you actually listen to my podcast, and yeah, YouTube seems to be going well. Anyways, thank the Lord they brought back Masteries. I'm not lying. New Brawl Talk released, and we have so much to cover. Firstly, I'd like to say a big thank you and farewell to Drew for all he's done in Brawl Talk, and I'm glad he'll still be helping behind the scenes. We got info on Brawlers 100 and 101. Sirius is the 100th Brawler and can attack twice at once with a throw and a projectile. So basically just a bullet that goes forward. His super can summon up to 3 shadow clones of other brawlers he's killed and damaged. He can use his super whilst he has his clones or shadow clones there to guide them, otherwise they'll follow him. There's also the 101st Brawler, who is Naja. I think that's how you pronounce it, I don't know. She will be in Finks's trio and will have an insane attack. This attack shoots an urn or vase looking thing, I think it might be a pot, that will inflict damage and release a snake that shoots towards the nearest brawler, inflicting poison. I've seen a lot of things where the snake automatically goes there, but I think you can actually aim the snake. Her super summons 3 paper snakes that inflict splash poison damage upon spawning. Finally, not really finally, because we still have Prestige to talk about. There will be more buffies in a new trophy system called Prestige. Basically, it locks your trophies for a brawler every 1,000, so you can't go below the titles and everything to return to normal with new titles at 3,000 trophies. So, it's pretty weird, the new Prestige thing, because it's basically just normal masteries, except you can't lose trophies from a certain point. I've seen a lot of people contradicting, and I don't entirely know myself, but I think it works as you can't go below 1,000 trophies once you get above 1,000 trophies, but a lot of people seem to think you just can't lose trophies now. And, yeah, we have Prestige titles, and I guessed Darryl's new Prestige title. I commented on a bunch of Brawl Stars stuff to make it the Captain, and that's what the Prestige title is. I didn't have anything to do with it, I'm fairly sure, but yeah. Brawler of the episode. This episode's brawler is Finks, a mythic controller with the title of Waste of Time. Before we get into that, I thought I might just mention I'm drinking pineapple juice today. Because I already drank my can of soft drink, so I'm drinking pineapple juice. Attack, Chronocast. From his scepter, Finks attacks with 3 parallel, long-range projectiles, which consist of a pharaoh in the center and a hand on each side. The pharaoh has a larger projectile and deals double the damage of the hand, but it charges as much of his super as a hand would. Super, Time Warp. With his super, Finks creates an area with a 3-tile radius that lasts for 7 seconds. Do you ever just read something and be like, that doesn't seem like that's what it means? That's basically what happened then. If his or his allies' projectiles pass through that area, their projectile speed increases by 30%, while the enemy's is decreased by 70%. Despite the description, brawlers themselves do not need to be in the super's radius for it to take effect. Only the projectiles need to be. Ally projectiles will keep their buffs for the entire range, while enemy projectiles will be sped up as soon as they leave the radius. The change also applies to thrown projectiles like Dynamite, Grom, and Barley's attack, or Sprout, Squeak, and Brock's super. However, this doesn't apply to brawlers who use themselves as projectiles, like Mortis, Kenji, and Maiko. Question: do you pronounce Maiko or Miko? I've seen a lot of people say Miko, but I don't know whether it's Maiko or Miko. Because in his lines, he sort of goes like Maiko, but I can't tell whether he's actually saying Miko or Maiko. Let me know what you think. Or El Primo, Fang, Kit, Bull, Darryl. Darryl mention! Let's go! And Surge's super. This super also doesn't affect Ziggy's main attack and Bo's super. I don't really play ranked much anymore, but I remember when I did, I played Darryl. It was around the time Finks had released. This person had the maxed out Finks and stuff, Alien Fame, and they put down their super, and my projectiles were slowed down. However, I was able to use my super to go through it. However, I didn't know it didn't affect Marco's thing. I wonder whether it affects Mortis's gadget, where he flies through with the bat, and whether it makes it last longer or whether it just lasts the same. I feel like technically that's just him walking. Anyway. Also, if Finks' attack passes through the area, his damage and supercharge is increased by 25%. That's useful to know. Back to the Finksture. Upon activation, Finks teleports back to the position he was 3 seconds ago, and also gaining back the ammo he had. A shadowy hitbox displays where he will teleport, which is visible to everyone in the match, though it is hidden in bushes. If Finks has been alive for less than 3 seconds when he uses it, such as at the beginning of the match or respawning, he teleports to his respawn location. He doesn't teleport to where he was 3 seconds ago before dying. No escape. Activating this gadget allows Finks' next center projectile to stun enemies for 2 seconds upon hitting them. However, enemies affected by this gadget will be impervious to all damage for the duration, and all attacks will simply phase through, including the ball in Brawl Ball. A gadget symbol will glow above Finks' head, signaling this gadget's activation, as well as a glowing attack joystick. This gadget's cooldown begins after the attack is used. Star powers, Hieroglyph Halt. Enemy brawlers hit by Finks' attack have their reload speed increased by 25% for 3 seconds, like Willow's Love is Blind star power. Primer. Damage dealt only from Finks' projectiles that are sped up by the time warp will increase the super duration by 0.25 seconds each. Hypercharge. Temporal traveling. When activated, Finks creates 2 supers with the second super around himself that follows him, which is also his Wasabi power, by the way. These do not remove the area for his normal super, and vice versa. The super effect around him does not stack with the hypercharged super. Ally attacks do not speed up twice, and the enemy attacks do not slow down twice, even if the super areas are overlapped. Finks also gains a 20% speed boost as well as a 5% damage and shield boost. I hope this episode wasn't too quick. I think it's about 9 minutes, maybe? If I sounded loud at one point, because I'm on my computer, I sort of got a Discord call, but I didn't, react to it or anything, so, yeah, hopefully you guys didn't get annoyed or hear that. But I want to mention, if you main or play Bo often, little tip, if you get one of his buffies, he can just straight up be disappearing in bushes. I think it's with his hypercharge, I don't know. But so, make sure you try and pick a map if you're constantly getting his hypercharge and stuff that has lots of bushes. Anyways, see you guys, and hopefully you guys are able to get serious, because you need to win a match with all 99 brawlers. Bye.